There's this guy I know. He's like the most goal-oriented guy I know. I'm telling you, like he has a goal and he gets it every day. Like, technically speaking, that is every alcoholic who ever existed. All right, so today what I want to talk about is the silver lining in being a sober alcoholic. A lot of people don't really realize that one of the big reasons that alcoholics or addicts is because there's like a dopamine, which is just a chemical in your body. What dopamine is it's the chemical that's responsible for seeing a goal and then driving to that goal, and then you get the goal and you feel all happy, and then it kind of plays out over and over again. So that's how dopamine works in your body. What winds up happening though in the alcoholic or in the addict or in that kind of addiction, any kind of addiction, is that there is something out there that you go and you rush towards, right? And then you kind of do your thing and then you feel bad and then you kind of go back to it. And that process is a dopamine searching for the high highs, right? That high is high dopamine. Okay, so what winds up happening is that as you get sober, and so kind of like once you're in the process of sobriety, as your natural dopamine levels start to kind of normal out again, what winds up happening is that you wind up as an addict or an alcoholic, you're like a hyper goal-oriented person. I know not a lot of people look at alcoholics and say, oh my goodness, there's this guy I know. He's like the most goal-oriented guy I know. I'm telling you, like he has a goal and he gets it every day. Like, technically speaking, that is every alcoholic who ever existed, who has a goal of going out there and getting loaded. That's just their jam. So when you get sober, it's not like you get sober and then like, okay, whatever. No, you get sober and then you have this access to this goal orientation. And the other thing too about being an alcoholic is that, you always know, one of my friends asked me, he's like, well, how do you know if you're an alcoholic? And my answer for how do you know if you're an alcoholic is if you know exactly when your next drink is. If you know that your next drink is going to be at 5:38 p.m., or maybe 5:36 if you don't get the red light, or 5:40 if you do hit the red light or you hit traffic, but you know that within a 5-minute window when your next drink is, you're probably an alcoholic. So that's like how you know, right? That level of focus, that level of goal orientation, if you apply that in any area of life, you're gonna be successful, like outrageously successful. That kind of focus, that kind of drive, that kind of all of that goal orientation, all of that. I mean, that's the way that addicts and alcoholics are built. They're built to like, I see a goal, I'm gonna go for it. I see it's something I want, I'm gonna like fight for it. And so what becomes incumbent, or like, we have to do it. Like what the most important thing we have to do is we have to make sure that our values, our priorities are all in line, make sure that we've surrendered a lot of our right to be resentful and offended and bitter. And then as we kind of get those values and systems in alignment, all that focus that we're born with, all that focus that we've been given, and then also just the natural tendency for being comfortable with taking risks and stepping out and doing those things that really are of high value in the workplace or in entrepreneurship or in going out and in serving other people and helping other people in whether it's like going into rehab centers and helping out, or going into a prison system, or going to a meeting or sponsoring. All of that stuff, there's a lot of risk that's involved in those relationships. And people who are sober, who really kind of like lean into they're being sober, but also appreciate the fact that they're born with a capacity for high focus and high risk. I mean, it's not all bad. In fact, there's a lot of training schools for people who are not that way, that to try to learn how to be focused or learn how to take risks. The silver lining here is that way we're born with it. All we got to do is just make sure that it's directed in the right place. So, hey, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow. All right. You take care. Bye now.